20 real estate test questions about the laws of agency that will help you pass your real estate exam. I personally hate the laws of agency, but you are definitely going to see these on your exam, so get to know them well. Question number one. An agency relationship should be created by which of the following methods? A. Ratification. B. Implication. C. Express written agreement. D. Estoppel. Correct answer is C, expressed written agreement. An agency agreement should be created by expressed written agreement. The term estoppel refers to a parent agency, which is just created when a person allows an agent to appear to be the agent of that person without any actual authority. Ratification is the acceptance of an agent after the performance of the act. And implication is used to create an agency relationship by a party's conduct where no expressed agreement exists, aka get it in writing. Question number two. A real estate agent in a sales transaction is referred to as what type of agent? A. Limited agent. B. Universal agent. C. Special agent. D. General agent. The correct answer here is C. Special agent. Question number three. A relationship between one person, a principal, and another, an agent, wherein the agent is given the right to act on behalf of the principal in a business setting is usually called A. Trespass. B. Agency relationship. C. Customer representation. D. Involuntary servitude. Correct answer here is B. An agency relationship. Question number four. When two brokers are working with the same buyer, which broker will have earned the commission? A. First broker to make contact with the buyer. B. The listing broker. C. The broker of procuring cause. D. The second broker to make contact with the buyer. Correct answer is C. Broker of procuring cause. So procuring cause is actually a very important term to understand. Basically means you as the agent were the reason why this property sold, and thus you would be entitled to earning the commission. Question number five. One who acts or has the power to act for another is termed A. Agent. B. Principal. C. Customer. D. Client. Correct answer is A. Agent. I highly recommend you know what each four of these terms mean, because you will probably see a question that if you just know what these words mean, you'll get it right. Question number six. During a listing interview, a seller demands that the listing agent reduce the proposed commission by 1%. What is the best course of action for the agent? A. Refuse the listing as commissions are not negotiable. B. Go ahead and reduce the commission. C. Explain that commissions are generally fixed in each locality. D. Call the broker and discuss the matter. The correct answer here is D. Call the broker and discuss. So keep in mind, real estate agents hang their license with a broker, and each broker may have their own rules or guidelines that the agents need to abide by. And so agents shouldn't be just adjusting their commissions without the consent of their managing broker. Also, keep in mind, commissions are negotiable between broker and seller or buyer. Question number seven. While at an open house, the listing agent encounters an unrepresented buyer. The agent is asked by the buyer to prepare an offer to purchase. At the meeting to prepare the offer, the agent tells the buyer, I'm sure I can get the seller to agree to this price and get the financing you need. What has the listing agent just done? A. May have created an implied agency. B. Has done nothing inappropriate. C. Is being a good fiduciary to the client. D. Made the seller very happy. Correct answer here is A. May have created an implied agency. So let's break this one down. You, the listing agent, is representing the seller. So obviously, you're not being a good fiduciary to that client. If you're telling a buyer, like, hey, we can just get this done at this price, you probably aren't making the seller very happy because that price may or may not be what the seller really wants. Let's just say agents need to be careful about what they say to potential customers. So I'm in California. You're actually allowed to be a dual agent and you can represent both buyer and seller. In some states, it's illegal. Question number 8. A month after taking a listing, the listing agent decides that they want to make an offer to purchase the listing. What special agency disclosure is required? A, that the agent will now be a dual agent. B, that the agent will continue to represent the seller. C, that the seller is no longer represented and should seek representation. D, no additional disclosure is required. The correct answer here is C, that the seller is no longer represented and should seek representation. When a listing agent takes a listing, they now agree to represent the seller. But if the agent decides to buy the listing, they're no longer representing the seller and must disclose this to the seller. And they should suggest to the seller that they get their own representation or represent themselves. Question number 9. An agency relationship can be terminated legally without recourse under which of the following circumstances? Oof, morbid. A, when the listing broker dies. B, when the listing salesperson dies. C, when the salesperson becomes mentally incompetent. D, when the buyer dies. The correct answer here is A, when the listing broker dies. So keep in mind, I mentioned this before, real estate agents hang their license at a broker. The broker of record is actually the person responsible for that listing. And so if the listing broker dies, that would make the listing agreement void. Question number 10. While a listing agent is showing some rental property, it becomes clear that the buyers are about to disclose a confidentiality. They recently won a large settlement in a personal injury case and have unlimited funds to spend on the property. The agent is A, a dual agent, so it is okay if the buyers tell the agent this info. B, is a buyer's agent and will keep the buyer's confidentiality. C, should tell the buyers before showing the property not to disclose any confidentiality. D, owes no duty to disclose to the buyers any relationship between the agent and the seller. Correct answer here is C. They should tell the buyers before showing them the property not to disclose any confidentiality. So in this question, the agent is actually the listing agent, meaning they represent the seller. They don't have any agreement in place with the buyers. Their job is to represent the seller. So any info the buyers disclose will be told to the seller. All right, we're halfway through these 20 questions. If you've liked these questions so far and you want to purchase your own test bank of questions, there is a link in my description. Full disclosure, it's an affiliate link. So if you decide to purchase test material that will help you pass your exam, I do get a small portion of that revenue, and thank you for supporting my channel. I wouldn't put it there if I didn't actually believe in the product. Okay, let's dive back into these questions. Question number 11. A licensee who has both a listing and the option to buy must inform the principal of which of the following? A, how much the web page cost. B, agency relationship. C, the amount of profit the licensee will make. D, how much the ads cost. Correct answer here is C, the amount of profit the licensee will make. Question number 12. A competent and disinterested person who is authorized to act in another's place is called A, a broker. B, an agent. C, a dual agent. D, attorney in effect. Correct answer is D, attorney in fact. So an attorney in effect is not an attorney at law. An attorney in fact has been given the power to act for someone else. That's all it is. Just got to know the definitions of these words, like I said previously. Question number 13. A listing agent works for the seller. A buyer's agent works for the buyer. What responsibility does a licensee have to the other agent's party? A, the agent owes the first duty of allegiance to the other party. B, the agent must treat all parties to the transaction honestly and fairly. C, the agent must keep the other party's confidential information from his or her own principal. D, there's no responsibility owed to another party, as agents' duties are owed only to their principals. Correct answer here is B, agent must treat all parties to the transaction honestly and fairly. Question number 14. Fiduciary applies to the relationships between people in many different positions. It does not apply to which of the following? A, truster to beneficiary. B, attorney in fact to principal. C, attorney to client. D, agent to seller. Correct answer is A, truster to beneficiary. Fiduciary is an agency relationship, while truster to beneficiary is a borrower to lender relationship. Question number 15. Which of the following is the best example of a special agent? A, universal power of attorney. B, real estate licensee. C, property manager. D, limited agent. Correct answer is B, real estate licensee. Now, by definition, a special agent is someone who has very limited authority and may only do one thing for the principal. For example, find a ready, willing, and able buyer for their property, or represent them in the purchase of a home. Now, a universal agent may do anything for the principal, and a general agent is an agent who may do anything in one particular area. So in this example, the property manager would be a general agent. And limited agent, that's just in there to try to trick you. That's not anything. Question number 16. An agency disclosure is necessary in order to A, let the client know the agent represents him. B, let the customer know that the agent represents him. C, let the seller know that the agent represents the broker. D, let the buyer know that the agent represents the broker. Correct answer here is A, let the client know that the agent represents him. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because it talks about client and customer. So make sure you know the difference in what a client is and a customer is. Customers are not represented by anyone, while clients do have representation. Question number 17. The best description of principal is A, an owner of real estate, B, a landlord, C, one who employs a broker to represent their interest in matters of real estate, D, a customer. Correct answer here is C, one who employs a broker to represent their interest in matters of real estate. Question number 18. An attorney in fact is best described as A, power of attorney, B, a principal, C, a fiduciary to his principal, D, an attorney at law. Correct answer here is C, a fiduciary to his principal. As mentioned before, make sure you know the definitions of these words. Half the battle is just knowing what the question is asking and knowing what the words mean. Question number 19. Under California's workers' compensation law, the broker is responsible for A, salespeople, B, employees, C, employees and salespeople, D, clients and employees. Correct answer here is employees and salespeople. Question number 20. What is impossible for a listing agent to do? A, represent the seller only. B, represent a buyer only. C, be a dual agent. D, represent a buyer and seller. Correct answer here is B, represent a buyer only. So a listing agent is someone who has an agreement with a seller to sell their property. And in California, agents are allowed to be dual agents. So you could be a listing agent and dual represent. So C and D are basically the same answer, which leaves us only with B. So we've made it through these 20 questions. If you've made it this far, thanks for staying with me. Because you've made it this far, I want to reward you with a bonus question. Question number 21. An agent realizes that one of the houses in their routine farm area would be a good fit for their buyer customer. The agent gets the seller to agree to pay their broker a commission if the buyer makes an acceptable offer. What kind of agency has been created if no listing agreement was entered into? A, agency by ratification. B, agency by estoppel. C, ostensible agency. D, agency by agreement. Correct answer here is A, agency by ratification. Because there was no listing agreement, the relationship was created by the seller accepting the benefits of the relationship. And this is known as ratification. So, as always, thank you for studying with me. I hope you passed your exam on the first try. If you could do me a huge favor and drop a comment after you pass your exam, I would love that. And the other viewers love seeing people win too.